Hey book bugs, welcome back to my channel, and sorry that I'm still filming in my bathroom, but I am getting together a better setup with a tripod and a whole bunch of better stuff. Anyway, today we're going to go back to book club and we are going to talk about the #1 bestseller of all time. And by #1, obviously, I'm referring to chronologically. Yes, we're going to talk about Gilgamesh. So if you have ever thought about the human condition, history, your experience as a member of the human race, you should read Gilgamesh. Why? Because it's awesome, but also because it speaks to a lot of the issues that are still relevant today. It's about the human condition. It's about mortality. It's about civilization and what it means to live in community. So basically, it speaks to everything that we as human beings have in common with the other human beings in the world. And so, yeah, I've been reading a recent translation, and I think maybe interpretation, by Stephen Mitchell. And I'm not sure how accurate of a translation it is because I don't know how to read Sumerian or Akkadian or Ugaritic. I don't know that language or that alphabet. So all I can do is rely on the translations into English that I have. And so this translation by Stephen Mitchell is pretty recent and it's good. It's readable, okay? But then I also have this older translation. It's a little different. So some of the passages have a lot of different nuances, and I'm wondering how much of that is due to translation, how much of that is due to actual nuances in language. I can't speak to that. If anybody watching this is a scholar of Akkadian, Sumerian, Babylonian, or any other ancient Near Eastern language that might have access to original copies of Gilgamesh, please let me know. Comment. I wish I had that expertise, but I don't. But anyway, bottom line, Gilgamesh, whether you read this, or some other version, is a fundamental part of the human experience. It's a fundamental aspect of Western civilization and literature. So even if you're not Western, it has something to do with your literary experience. And even if you're not literate, you are human, so it has something to do with you. And I personally have found that listening to it, I listened to it on audiobook, full confession, and then read text versions. Side note, I think that may be how Gilgamesh was intended to be received originally, because it probably was part of oral history. And it was probably part of a culture that wasn't necessarily majorly literate. So oral history would have been important. So listening to it was really meaningful to me. Anyway, so if you are interested in anything to do with human experience, you should read Gilgamesh. You should listen to it. You should involve yourself in this text. And so in the future, I plan to post twice a week, Tuesday and then the weekends. I will be examining the history, culture, geography, all that background of Gilgamesh, and also the literary portion of it. And we'll see what it means for 21st century people.